Have you ever experienced homeschool burnout or been stuck in a homeschooling rut? Well, today I'm going to share with you my top 10 tips to help you through this time. Hey guys, it's Vani from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I've been homeschooling since 2012 and I make videos to help you on your homeschooling journey. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure to check out the playlists and the videos for more content. I have so many things on here to help you no matter what you're looking for. Today we're going to talk about homeschool burnout or being in a homeschool rut. A lot of times this tends to happen after the holidays. You know, you start off your homeschooling year excited, you have your classroom set up or your homeschool space, you have your new curriculum, your new books, your kids haven't done school all summer, so they're excited to get started. Or maybe they're not excited, but you still are excited to teach them and all these beautiful things that you have planned. And then you start homeschooling for months, and sometimes after the holidays, you just tend to burn out. Maybe the kids are not as excited as you are. Maybe there's behavior problems in the classroom. Maybe your curriculum isn't working for you. Maybe you are having hardships. There's so many different reasons why a mom can be burned out from homeschooling. Well, today I want to offer you 10 tips that can help you during this time that you are feeling stuck in that rut. I'm also going to make detailed videos during the month that are going to help you get ideas, detailed ideas for some of these different topics and tips. The first tip is to get outdoors and do some nature studies. This can double as your science. If you don't want to do any science curriculum at this time, then don't. You can take your kids outside with some nature journals or go on Pinterest and find some nature activities where you guys can learn about all of your science topics by being outside in nature. Also, you know that having sunlight and vitamin D and fresh air is really good for the soul, and spending time outdoors can definitely uplift your spirits. Sometimes I'll pack a picnic blanket and snacks and I'll take all of the kids' curriculum and we'll just go to the park and we'll do what we can and play the rest of the time. Which leads me to my second tip, which is while you are at the playground, have some playground educational activities. Especially if you have a kinesthetic learner, this will really work for them. By having them maybe spell words, each letter, they get to swing on a swing or go back and forth through the side. There's so many things that you can invent and different ways that you can help them practice certain skills while being at the playground. They also get that energy out, they're having some fun, and maybe you're not going to be getting as much work done as you normally would, but you're burned out right now. So having all of their work done, every single subject in detail, shouldn't be your major priority right now. They're still going to be ahead of the game and the kids will be fine. For your language arts, maybe you want to ditch the curriculum and work on spelling by using spelling games and spelling activities. I'm going to make sure to make a little video on different types of spelling activities that you can use for your kids. But definitely having some spelling activities that are fun, it knocks out some of that language arts that you have to do. And if you have little ones, you can do the same thing for sight words and have them do a bunch of sight word games, and maybe just bring some books along so they can practice their sight words and then maybe read some sight word books, or even just practicing those sight words are going to help them when you do feel like doing a reading lesson with them to be able to improve their reading fluency. Tip number 5 is to plan some unit studies. These are always exciting. The next tip is to plan out some unit studies. Now you can use ideas that your kids may have if there's something that they're interested in. Or maybe you have some books on hand that you want to gather. Or maybe you got a cool science kit, you want to do a unit on it, or a video you want to base it on. There's definitely many different ways that and you can even purchase a bunch of unit studies, or you can make them yourself or purchase them. I'll post some websites in the description below. You can try different things like unitstudies.com or Gathered Round Homeschooling. They both have wonderful unit studies. My next tip is to replace your curriculum with videos, experiments, crafts, hands-on activities, anything that's fun. Now is not the time for you to finish lesson 24 of your language arts or to try to get through all of your child's multiplication facts and do 10 pages of math when you are experiencing a burnout, because that will just make it worse. Take a little break, and at this time I want you to just focus on having fun with your kids. They will definitely be learning in the process. My next tip is to read a lot of books together. There's some wonderful read out louds that you can read with your children, or get some audiobooks and play those while your kids are playing with Legos or drawing. And even if you have older kids, you can do these things as well. You just have to get a little bit more creative when you have your older children and making their activities a little bit more enjoyable. If they have their own work that they can do by themselves, then they don't need you for it. So it doesn't matter whether or not you're experiencing a rut. If your kids have work that they can do by themselves, then they need to be doing that work by themselves. These activities that I'm referring to have to do with the kids that you are doing one-on-one time with. Another tip is to just take the day off and go on a field trip. Take a field trip to the zoo, take a field trip to the aquarium, take a field trip to the farm. Just doing something different that's still educational out of the house will make a world of a difference. Sometimes you might even be okay to go to school and do a regular school day the next day. My next tip is to incorporate cooking and handicrafts, learning new skills, practicing instruments, things like that. Let's say you don't feel comfortable taking off of your math and language arts. Just get those 2 subjects done and then take the rest of the day to learn new skills or do something else that's educational but less strict. And my last tip is just take the day off. Just don't do school and just hang out and watch TV or go to the park or do something, like if it's a Saturday, because we all need that break sometimes. And your kids will still be more advanced than the kids who do go to school, even if you take off a day here and there. The important thing here is to give yourself a break. Give yourself some time to refresh your brain and your mind and get yourself back together. Have fun with your kids. Remember why you decided to homeschool in the first place. If you need to take off a week, take off a week. If you need to do fun activities for a month, then do it for a month. You don't have a set schedule most of the time. We can homeschool year round if we like. We can homeschool through the summer. You can do it how you like. You don't have to stick to things the way the public schools do things, because you are not a public schooler. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. Make sure to check out the playlist and the other videos, and if you'd like to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe.